In this video, we will talking about how to perform VMP and VDC factory reset. VMP factory reset only can be done through Web UI. To do this, you need to log into the VMP. Go to System. Select System Backup and Restore. And click on Reset Settings of all clustered nodes to perform a factory reset. There are several precautions for the VMP factory reset. First, all hosts will be restored to factory defaults and removed from VMP cluster and need to be added before being used again. Second, it will reset the VMP cluster, users, VM backup, user experience program, date and time, alarming thresholds and template update schedule. Third, VM on external storage will be preserved and need to manually import to VMP after factory reset. Fourth, existing virtual storage will be removed and therefore data will get lost and could not be restored. Lastly, the IP address configuration on VMP will be preserved, which means you can access the VMP by using the same IP address. Next, I will show you how to perform a factory reset on VMP. Go to System. Select System Backup and Restore. Click on Reset Setting for all clustered node. Click Proceed. Enter the admin password. Click OK and the factory reset will start. The duration might take more than 15 minutes. After the VMP reboot, enter the previous IP address to access the VMP. Log in using the default password admin. Select the task and you can see the factory reset was successful. Next, I will show you the VDC factory reset guide. VDC factory reset only can be done through Sangfor Updater. It is required to download the Sangfor Updater and the same version upgrade package of VDC from Sangfor community. There are several precautions. First, all the configuration on VDC will be cleared. Second, VDC management IP address will be reset to default IP and require to reconfigure. For Software VDC, you can configure IP address via VM console. For Hardware VDC, need to configure by accessing the default IP address, which is 10.254.254.254/24 for LAN interface and 10.254.253.254/24 for DMZ interface. First, we need to confirm the VDC version. Click the version on login page. It will show you the current version, which is 5.4.0 R2. Go to the Sangfor community to download the VDC upgrade package. Click on Self-Services. Download VDI. Download the VDC version 5.4.0 R2. Next, we need to download Sangfor Updater tool. Go to Self-Services. Download Tools. Download Sangfor Firmware Updater. How to format software and hardware VDC. Open the Sangfor Firmware Updater. Enter the VDC IP address and password. Click F10 to open the Technical Support console. Go to Update. Restore Factory Reset. Select the VDC upgrade package downloaded previously. Click Yes. The factory reset will start. It might take more than 10 minutes to complete. The factory reset has been completed and the VDC is restarting. How to change Software VDC IP address. After the factory reset, the VDC IP address will reset to default IP. Go to Compute. Select the VDC. The previous IP address has been reset to 10.254.254.254/24. To change the VDC IP, we need to access the VDC console. But the console is grey out. Go to Compute, Select any virtual machine console. In the URL, there is a VM ID for the virtual machine. Go back to the VDC summary page. Copy the VDC's VM ID. Then, replace the VM ID in the virtual machine console. Click Enter to refresh the URL. Now you are able to access the VDC console. Select the Network Setup wizard. Specify a static IP address. Enter the reachable IP address and gateway. Click OK and Yes to save the configuration. Now, you can access the VDC by using this IP address. Log in using default password admin. How to change Hardware VDC IP address. Use a PC directly connect to Hardware VDC LAN interface. Then, access the default IP address 10.254.254.254 with port 4430. Log in using default password admin. Go to System, Network, Deployment. Change the IP address and default gateway to a proper address. Click Save and Apply. Click Yes. Wait until the restarting service is done. Now, you are able to access VDC using the new IP address. In the end of this tutorial, several application scenarios will be listed below. Return testing device to user or partner. Reset settings of all clustered nodes. Remove the nodes that built virtual storage.